this here. Get this going. Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and I needed to play this game before I went to work because let me tell you a little bit about it. We're playing, this is our 92 Yankees replay, and after a bunch of years of not playing any tabletop sports games, I went back to it in 92, 93. So this is a special year for me. And it's Texas at New York at the old Yankee Stadium. We're in the top of the seventh inning, and it's 3-0. The Rangers are up 3-0 over the Yankees. Rangers have 10 hits and no errors. Yankees have no runs, no hits, and no errors. So Brian Bohannon, he's a Texas left-hander, has a no-hitter through 6. So that's one of the reasons I had to record this game, because you never know what's going to happen. And I'm going to get started right away. John Habian replaced the starter, Scott Sanderson. And he's in there. And it's going to be Rafael Palmeiro. Now I'm doing advanced, and I'm doing, I think, super advanced as well. So I have like 3. I've integrated 3 different levels. Well, 2 different levels. I don't think I'm doing any basic stuff. So I'm doing advanced and super advanced. Super advanced for like wild pitches and balks. I feel it's more realistic, but I'm doing advanced for stolen bases and fielding. So anyway, John Habian is going to pitch to Rafael Palmeiro, a left-handed batter. Let me get him on the left side. We're using iScore, and it's easy to switch him over. Just bats left, save again. And boom, he's batting from the left side now. All right, here goes. And it's, let me take a picture of the no-hitter going on here real quick. Yeah, let me take a picture of that. Wait a second. Oh, let me get rid of the glare. I got a little bit of glare issue because too many lights on. I got like 6. Now, this is before I'm going to work. So I may have to call in a little bit behind if this game, takes a little bit too long. I'll tell them I'm running late. So here's the stats. Let me get that in the picture. All right. So that's a 1-9. Habian's a righty. So we're looking against right-handed batters. 1-9 is going to be a foul out to the first baseman. Don Mattingly in foul territory makes the catch. Pop fly, first base, 1 down. All right, here's a pitch from Habian to Ruben Sierra. He's a switch hitter, batting from the left side. 3-7, again against a right-hander. 3-7. That's a ball lifted to center field. Roberto Kelly is under it, puts it away. Out number 2. Kevin Reimar, another left-hander. That's a 6-3. A 6-3 is a fly-out left field X. Humphreys is a 4. Humphreys is a 4. That's a 6. It's a 4, and that's a 6. That's going to be a ball that drops in there, and it kind of rolls away from Humphreys and around first into second base with a stand-up double is Kevin Reimar. So it's a 2-out double for Reimar, and Jack Dougherty is next. He's a switch hitter batting from the left side. And he batted .205 in 127 at bats. Let's look at the Yankees. I may bring in a new relief pitcher because I think Havian's been in there for a while. Let's see how long he's been in there for. Done a heck of a job, but he came in. He's got 1. He's actually completed 2 innings. So if he goes 1 more out, it'll be 2.1 innings, which is fine. This is a typical outing for this period of time. So we'll let him face 1 more batter. Now, there's a runner on second, so I'm going to roll 1 die. If there's a 1 or a 2, it could be a wild pitch balk or a pass ball. And it's a 7, so we don't have to worry about it. And that's going to be a 2-10. A 2-10 is going to be a ballpark single, perhaps a ballpark single. He's batting from the left side. So at Yankee Stadium, it's 1-10. And we rolled it's a 2 now. It was a 7 originally. So that's going to be lined base hit. But the runner's going to be held because it's just a star from what I remember. I may be playing that wrong. But so the runner's going to stop at third. Runner stops at third. Let me see if I have that. Yeah. Yeah, it's just 1 base. Runners advance 1 base on the single. So it's Gino Petralli. Now, Petralli's 1 for 1. He's singled and he's walked twice. He's a left-handed batter. So who can we bring in for the Yanks? It's 3-0, so the game is still within reach, even though the Yanks don't have a hit. You know what? I'm going to bring in a guy. You know who I can bring in? I made a card through the card maker. I printed out a card for Steve Howe. Here he is. Steve Howe's a left-hander. So Steve Howe's going to come in. Steve Howe comes in to face Petralli. Now, if I look at this particular 92 Yankees, I want to see if there was any pinch hitters in that game. And I believe because we can pinch hit for Petralli, I'm not sure who their right-handed catcher is. Yankee schedule. So we're checking that out. This is game 19, April 27th. The Yankees won this game 8-7. Okay, so let's see. Texas Rangers. No. Oh, wait. Ivan Rodriguez. So we're going to bring in Ivan Rodriguez to pinch hit. He's a right-handed batter. So Petralli's out. Rodriguez is in, and that's real easy to do. You click on the batter. Then it opens the roster. Now, I only write the 9 guys who are playing, so I'm going to add Ivan Rodriguez You just add Ivan Pudge, right? That was his nickname. I'm not writing that though. Rodriguez, he's a righty, so that's it. And so he's going to come in. It's going to ask me as a defensive replacement. Yes. All right. So he's batting, but also will be replacing Gino Petralli at catcher. All right. So here goes. We're going to roll. We got first and third. We're going to roll Steve Howe. Can be wild. Let's see what happens. It's an 18. We don't have to worry about that. So here goes the pitch to Ivan Rodriguez. It's a 4-5 against a righty. A 4. I can barely see. A 4-5. That's a strikeout. So Steve Howe blows a fastball by Rodriguez for out number 3, and that retires the side. So that was a great move for us. Worked out perfectly. Steve Howe came in, a lefty, and replaced and faced the righty pinch hitter Rodriguez and got him out. So that was great for the Yanks to hang on in this game. All right, so now we're in the top of the 7th. It's going to be Don Mattingly. Brian Bohannon has a no-hitter going. Let's take another picture of this, because this picture will have Bohannon pitching. Last one had Habian pitching. There you go. Bohannon. Boom. All right. So Brian Bohannon, the lefty, has a no-hitter going here in the bottom of the 7th against Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly is 0 for 2. It's a 4-6. It's going to be off of the pitcher's card. A 4-6 is a ground ball to the first baseman, Palmeiro. Palmeiro takes it himself for out number 1. So it's a ground ball, 3. And one thing that Strat doesn't have is 3-1. I never see a 3-1. I kind of throw those in every so often. Roberto Kelly, the batter. Roberto Kelly's hit a line. He's lined out and flied out. All right, here's the pitch. It's 6-7. 6-7. Oh, that's going to be it for the no-hitter. How did I know that? Roberto Kelly's a righty versus a righty. I double-checked that. A 6-7 is a split, double, single. And we're going to see what Roberto Kelly does here. And that's line base hit to left field. No hitters over. Roberto Kelly's on at first base. That did not last very long. So let's roll this game a little bit quicker now. So 11, it's Mel Hall, left-handed batter. That's, again, a 6-11. That's a strikeout. Wow. That's too bad. That usually is what happens when I start when I get excited about a no-hitter. The next batter or the batter right after that breaks it up. Oh, I need to roll 1 to see. Yeah, it's a 9. So this is a 6-7, 6-7. Oh, that's going to be another double. That's going to be that's going to be a double this time. But it's going to be a double with the runner advancing only 2 bases. Stopping at third is Kelly. And it's a 2-out double for Mel Hall. Some action in the bullpen for the Rangers. It goes from no-hitter to action in the bullpen for the Rangers. And let me try to push this over just a little bit there. All right, here goes. That's a 10. Let me see. So that's a 10. Nothing happens there with that. And 2 outs, Randy Velarde. And that's a 6-6. 6-6 is a ball 4. That loads the bases. We're going to check real quick. Again, look at so in this game, who pitched in this game for the Rangers? We had Todd Burns. We're gonna allow he always got he's got a 2-hitter now. We're gonna look and see Todd Burns. Sounds like a guy. They had Todd Burns come in this, Floyd Bannister, Barry Manuel, and Terry Matthews. Let's see how many of those guys we have in here. I would have to make cards for the other ones. I won't make them right now. Terry Matthews is here. Jose Guzman. Todd Burns is here. Floyd Bannister and Barry Manuel. Floyd Bannister is here. So I could use those 3 guys. So I got a lefty, a righty, and a righty. All right. So we're going to let Bohannon try to get out of this inning. One more. He's already passed his point of weakness. So now he falls into the dot category. In other words, anybody hitting against him and the result has a dot on it, he will get a hit. So that's not good. So that's another reason to pull him. And plus, we got a righty up. You know what? We're gonna pull him. We're gonna pull him for the game's only 3-0. Bases are loaded here. He's gone off the rails after allowing that hit, basically. All right, so Bohannon's out. And we're going to bring in Todd Burns. I'll show you how to do that on iScore as well. You hit Todd Burns, add sub, because, again, when I play these games, like this is the first game of the season against the Rangers, I only put the 9 guys who are playing. As the game progresses, I add guys. Now, you may want to add everybody, but the truth is, you're not going to use everybody. You may play them a few games now and then a couple of games in 2 months and a couple of games in another month, and I'm not going to worry about adding everybody because by that time, maybe those guys are traded. Maybe those guys are in the minors. Maybe those guys are on the injured reserve list. So I wrote them in for no reason. So Todd Burns, and that's it. It's pretty quick and easy. He's in there. I go to Todd Burns. I highlight him. I already clicked on the pitcher, and Todd Burns is in the game. There it goes. Going to roll 1 die. It's an 11. Here goes for Mike Stanley. That's triple snake eyes. All right. So that's a 1. That's going to be off Stanley's card. A 1 snake eyes. It's going to be a split 1-8 single. We rolled a 9. Damn. That's going to be line and caught by the shortstop, Dickie Thon. Nice grab by Thon to get the Rangers out of that inning. So the Yanks leave the bases loaded. They fail to capitalize on having the go-ahead run at home plate. And that's all she wrote. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Dickie Thon is up. So he made the nice grab of the line drive. And now he's up facing Steve Howe. Here's the pitch. It's a 6-4. So it's a right-handed batter. That's a strikeout. So Steve Howe blows it by Dickie Thon. Jeff Hewson. Jeff Hewson is the third baseman. He's a left-handed batter. That's a 5-4. 5-4 is going to be a fly ball center field. X in center field is Roberto Kelly. He's a 3. He's a 3. We rolled a 12. We may have to look at Kelly's card on this. A 3-12. Yep, we got to look at Kelly's card. I don't write these things down. Now I could. Maybe I should, but I don't. Kelly's card, he's a E8. So we're going to roll 2 6 side E8. We roll the 7. That's going to be a fly ball. And Kelly runs it down for out number 2. Roberto Kelly got a good jump on that ball in center field. And now it's John Cangigliosi. He's a switch hitter, batting righty. And that's a 6-3. So a 6-3, and that's a center field line drive. And Kelly's right there. Makes the catch. And that retires the side. So 3 up, 3 down for Howe. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Todd Burns is going to be facing Charlie Hayes. Here's the pitch from Burns to Hayes. 4-6. 4-6. That's going to be off of Burns' card, and that's going to be a fly ball. Shallow fly to right field. Back goes Franco. In comes Sierra. Sierra calls him off, makes the catch. One down. Mike Humphries. Here's the pitch to Humphries. Humphries, I think, had 12 at-bats. I had to create a card for him. I don't know if you can see how it's a little bit different. Let me move this up just a little bit. It's a little bit different than the other card. It's got this big green slash up here. I wish I could eliminate that because that's wasting a lot of my ink. Just think about that huge green slash. So I got to see if I could do that. But Mike Humphries just had a few at-bats with the Yanks that year. These are one-sided, by the way. These are the ones I create to represent the players that Strat doesn't create cards for, which they should, but they don't. I don't know why. And they can make extra money on that. 2-9. Or at least they should explain why they don't do it, you know. Come out and talk to somebody and say, hey, listen, guys, this is why we don't do it. 2-9. Todd Burns a righty. 2-9. That's a ground ball to short. Dickie Thon up with it, fires to first, and gets Humphries by a step. Now, I want to buy the baseball cards for 1993 so I can have these players and see what they look like, you know. I just don't know which of – hey, who's there? To Sports Time Machine. Good morning, guy. I just want to know – I like action shots of the players. I think that's cool instead of them just standing there and staring at the camera. So there's like 3 companies that I know of, Fleer, Topps, and Don Russ. Oh, I wish I knew which company has the most action shots of the players. Okay, so it's Andy Stankiewicz. Andy Stankiewicz had 400 at-bats for the Yanks in about a 268 in 1992. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch from Todd Burns, and that's a 5. It's off Burns' card, a 5-10, and that's going to be a split die single. A 1 is a single, otherwise there's a line. Oh, and I rolled a 1. That's base hit for Andy Stankiewicz on a 1. Line drive, center field. Stankiewicz is on a first. 2-out single for Stankiewicz. He takes his lead. Donnie Baseball, left-handed batter. He's 0 for 3. Struck out, flied out, and grounded out. 2 outs, 3-0 Rangers. We're in the bottom of the 8th. It's Todd Burns. You know what? I'm going to make a quick pitching change, and I'll show you how to do that. Very quick. If we can find the players. That's the thing. They kind of stick together, and I had them all. Did I put them at the bottom of the – yeah. I put him at the bottom. Floyd Bannister. He pitched in this game, so we're going to bring him in. Floyd Bannister is a lefty. I remember Bannister as a starting pitcher. He had no starts this season. He had 37 innings pitched, 39 hits allowed. He was 1-1 with a 6 ERA, but he did pitch in this game in an 8-7 Yankee victory. All right, so Stankiewicz is on at first. Mattingly's the batter. Now let me show you how to put him in. So you click on the pitcher. So the system knows you want to replace the pitcher. You click Add Sub. I have to write him in because I did not Floyd. I did not have him in there. Bannister. He's a lefty. Throws lefty. Then it takes you back to the roster. Now Floyd Bannister is in there. You highlight him. You save, and he's in the game. Lefty versus lefty. I'm going to roll 1 to – oh, 1. So that's a potential wild pitch, and it may be a wild pitch because Floyd Bannister – is 1-16 on a 20-sided die. You get he lets one fly for a wild pitch, and we roll a 20, so no wild pitch. Holy smokes! Okay, so Ivan Rodriguez saves the wild pitch. All right, here goes. Mattingly. That's a 2-6 against a lefty. A 2-6 is lined and caught by the third baseman Houston. So Mattingly goes the other way, hits it on the nose, but right at Houston at third base, and that retires the side. So Bannister comes in, throws 1 pitch to Mattingly, and gets Mattingly to line out. Now we're going to go in a different direction at this point. Howe's been our pitcher, and the Yanks are going to have a pitching change. Quick little pitching change here. Habian pitched Usually at the end of the game, you know what I mean? Do I want to let? Oh, that tells me it's time to go to work, but that's not going to happen. This game, I want to finish this game here. Yeah, he went 1 1/3, so I don't want to make him go any much more than that. So I'm going to bring in a guy who I believe is still on the Yanks. And let me take a quick peek at who pitched in this game for the Yanks. Yanks batting, Yanks pitching. Guterman and Farr was in this game. Guterman, Haven blew a save. So I'm going to bring in Guterman. Let's see. Even though Guterman's a lefty, it doesn't matter at this point. I had to create a Guterman card, and here he is. Now, Guterman did not have a great season, but my thinking is at this point, his ERA is like 0.00. So the Yanks don't know that he's not going to have a good season. So somebody will ask me, well, why are you bringing this guy in? Well, because he pitched in the game, and it was a close game. This is a pretty close game, actually. So in other words, they had confidence in him and gave him opportunities to pitch. Now, I don't want to just use him as my cleanup, as my mop-up guy, because that would be kind of I'm basing that on the knowledge of what happened, whereas I want to base it on the game on more or less. Now, let's say, if it's a closer game and I'm up by 1, I'm not going to bring in Lee Guterman. I'm going to bring in their closer. You see, so you're still going with what makes sense in baseball, all right? Because Guterman was not their closer. Now, if their closer had a 7 ERA, I would be bringing him in. I wouldn't pick the guy with a 2 ERA. So I'm trying to keep this as close to reality as possible and use the players that actually played within reason. Okay, so I mean it's 3-0. There's nobody on, and Guterman pitched in this game. So I'm bringing him in to see how he does in the first couple of batters. Now, if they get on, I'll bring in somebody else. I have Steve Farr, who's their closer, and I'll bring in Farr. So Julio Franco, now Lee Guterman's in there, and I had to create a card for Guterman. As you can see, it's got that big, long green strip. If anybody knows how to eliminate that, please let me know. So that's going to be off of Julio Franco's card. Now, Guterman's a lefty, so that's going to be a 3-12, and that's going to be line and caught by the shortstop, Randy Velarde. So snatches that one out of the air. Nice play by Velarde. And it's Rafael Palmeiro. He's a lefty. And that's going to be a 4-5. A 4-5 is going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into the corner. And after it is Jesse Barfield. And he rifles one into second base, but Palmeiro's in there with a 1-out double. Palmeiro's in there with a 1-out double here in the top of the 9th. Ruben Sierra, he's a switch hitter batting righty. Gonna roll one die, 5. That's gonna be a 1-9 versus a lefty. A 1-9 is gonna be popped up, and that's on the left side. Randy Velarde and Hayes both there. Velarde calls him off, makes the catch for out number 2. Going back to second is Rafael Palmeiro. And it's the lefty Reimar. And that's a 2. So that's a potential balk pass ball. Now, pass ball rating for Stanley, I'm not sure what that is. Have not looked that up. He's not our regular catcher. Noakes is our regular catcher. Pass ball rating is a 6. Okay, pass ball rating is a 6. And so a 1, 2, 3 is a pass ball. It's a 5, so it's going to be a potential balk. The balk rating is non-existent, so nothing happens. I'm going to roll for Reimar, and that's going to be a 2-7. So that's luckily off Reimar's car against a lefty. 2-7 is a strikeout. So Guterman blows it by Reimar, and that's out number 3. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Excuse me. Let me see. I think that Terry Matthews is the closer. The 1992 closer is Terry Matthews, based on what I'm seeing here. And, he tried to close out this game. He's not the closer. I don't know who the closer is here. But in this game, he tries to close it out. So I'm going to use him as a closer. Let me see quickly here. These new cards, they kind of have a tendency to stick together. Batting, 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 batting. Now, I don't know if the closer was on the team. I don't know if he's injured. There's a lot of things I don't know. So Burns, who pitched, had 1 save, so he's not the closer. Nolan Ryan is on this team. Kenny Rogers had 6 saves. Roger Pavlik had no saves. Nunez had 3 saves. Guzman had no saves. I don't understand who their closer is. Was Bannister their closer? No. Who was their closer? This is crazy. Did they not have a closer? I don't know. They probably had a closer that they traded away. That's another issue. But he didn't come up in this box score. So I don't know. I'm just going to use the guy who pitched at the end of the game, and that's going to be Matthews, Terry Matthews. Yeah, so I have to, you know what? I can look, that's easy to look up. Excuse me. It's early in the morning. Let me see, Rangers. Let me see if I can get stats by now. Rangers stats, 92 stats. Okay. Texas Rangers 1992 stats. All right, and this will tell me who their closer was. Who was their closer? Their closer was, Jeff Russell. Jeff Russell, 28 saves. And Jeff Russell, is he traded? Yes, no wonder. Okay, yeah, he's traded to Oakland. Excuse me. So what I have to do, go into Oakland, look for Jeff Russell, and put him on the right team. So he's on this team. He's just not used in today's game. I don't know why. I will not be using him in today's game. Let's see how I can find Russell here. An easier way. There he is. Jeff Russell. So I'm going to throw him on this team. And eventually when the trade comes through, I'll know it. Because I'll start, if I'm playing Oakland or if I'm playing Texas and I don't see Russell and I see Russell on Oakland, then I know that he's on Oakland. But Terry Matthews, for some reason, they did not use their closer. They used Terry Matthews. So I'm going to write Matthews into this game for the bottom of the 9th. Terry Matthews is a right-hander, so I just leave that. I highlight him, save, and Terry Matthews in the game. He's going to be facing Roberto Kelly. Now, Kelly had a pretty good season, about a 272. Well, it's a pretty good season. He had a very below-average season, batting 272 with 10 home runs. He did have 28 stolen bases and 5 steals. Now, cool thing about this is you want to see what he's batting so far in the season after, I think, 19 games, 20 games. Roberto Kelly's batting 247. He's got 1 stolen base and 3 home runs. Now, I feel that the home run numbers are skewed somewhat because of the ballpark effect. And I feel that some guys have way more home runs. I mean, Matt Noakes has 9 home runs. We're still in April. We're finishing out April. But over 6 months, he'll have 50 some odd home runs. I mean, he'd have 54 home runs. So that's pretty wacky. So I'm going to keep on playing probably another month to see how those numbers are corrected. All right, here's the pitch to Kelly. That's a 5. It's going to be off Matthews' card. A 5-6, and that's ball 4. Kelly's on with a walk. Going to roll 1 for other results. Nothing there. Mel Hall, left-handed batter. And that's a 212. A 212 versus a righty, and that's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. Palmeiro goes to second, back to first, not in time. So Hall hustling down the line. This would be a fielder's choice. So that's in play, fielder's choice, 3-6. And runner out at second, and runner held up at first, safe at first. All right, so it's Jesse Barfield. Now, Barfield had a horrible season. I think this is his last season, actually. Let me double check that. And the Yanks are giving him an opportunity for sure, man. The Yanks are giving him an opportunity to play, and I really got to get going to work here. But I wanted to finish this game out. I'm taking forever to do it. Got to get to work. So let me look at Barfield, his lifetime stats to see if this is his last season, because he ends up in 100 at bats. He ends up batting 137. And 1992 is his last season. He just couldn't do it anymore, couldn't cut it anymore in the major leagues. So Jesse Barfield at the plate batting a right-handed batter. It's a 17. And that's a 4-7. So it's going to be off Matthew's card. A 4-7, that's a split die single. We have a 10 there, even though I think we rolled a 17. So that's lined, caught by Fon at short. Line drive 6. There's a lot of line drives in Stratomatic. I'll tell you, a lot of line drives, especially when you play with the ballpark effects. Hey, guys, welcome. Who's there? Richard Davis. Good morning, my friend. Jeff Russell, yes. 826 against KC before being shipped off. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Randy Velarde. There's 2 outs. You know what? We're going to bring in a Matt Noakes to pinch hit. Who pinch hit for the Yankees in this game? Let's take a quick look. Who pinch hit the Yankees for this game? This is the April 27th game, the first game of 3. And I like to relive, who was on the team, who batted that day. Pinch hitter Kevin Moss. Use Kevin Moss. Kevin Moss, he's going to bat for Randy Velarde. We're going to roll 1 die. We're using the super advanced for balks and wild pitches and catcher errors on stolen bases and that sort of thing. And that's a 16, so nothing there. And it's Kevin Moss. We're going to put him in. We click on Velarde. We're going to put Moss in there. Kevin Moss, left-handed batter. Include defensive sub, no. And he's pinch hitting. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a 1-5 versus a righty. So a 1-5 is a diamond shot, 1-17 home run, and we got an 11 there. That ball is driven deep to right field. Back goes Sierra to the track, to the wall. That's gone. So it's a 2-run pinch hit home run for Kevin Moss. Makes the score 3-2 here in the top of the 9th. So that was a great managerial move by yours truly. Randy Velarde now. No, he was replaced. It's going to be Mike Stanley, a right-hander, and this is we're going to bring in our Babe Ruth, Matt Noakes. Now let me see. Yeah, that was it for that. In terms of pinch hitters, so our next pinch hitter is going to be Noakes. And my wife left to work already. Yeah, I still got a little time. I'm going to be a few minutes late, but this game is worth it. Where's Noakes? Oh, Matt Noakes is going to come in. He's got some crazy power. Bats from the left side. Now, if this goes into extras, I'm screwed, and I'm going to have to move on and kind of just pause it until I get back in the afternoon. So Matt Noakes, he's in there. He's batting against Terry Matthews. The score's 3-2. Kevin Moss just hit a 2-run home run to bring the Yanks within 1. And here's the pitch to Noakes. We're going to do a little extra shaking and bacon. So Kevin Moss comes through with a big pinch hit home run for us, thanks to yours truly, the manager extraordinaire of the Yankees. Yankees owner, manager, league commissioner, everything. Now, if I get 2 down with this replay, I may just get fired. All right, 5-6. Yep, 5-6. So that's going to be off Matthews' card against a lefty. 5-6 is ball 4. So the tying run is on base now. Let me see if who was brought in the following game, if they, because this is weird. Now, you see, they may not have brought in Russell because they may have used him 2 games in a row. So I don't know that. So that's why they didn't bring in Russell. But let me see. Let me look at the next game for Texas and see who they bring in. Rangers. They bring in Russell. No, they bring in Kenny Rogers and Jeff Russell. Huh. So that was Mike Stanley's out. Mike Stanley's out. Velarde's out. All right, so there's a righty coming up. Let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I want to go into the Rangers, and I want to see if Russell pitched. You know, guys, I'm really going to have to go. I can rush. I can have 5 more minutes on this, but then I'm going to have to go. So the Yankees. I'm going to do the Rangers. Texas. I just got a text from my wife saying, "Oh my God, you're going late to work so you can roll dice." It's like, hey, I have my priorities. What the heck is wrong with you? You know, I have my priorities in place. 92. Oh, Texas Ranger, Texas. So I'm trying to check and see who else I can bring in. 92 Texas schedule. I have a feeling that I can't bring in Russell because he pitched in the previous couple of games. Because he pitches in tomorrow's game, but he was not called in to pitch in this game. So this is game 19, I believe, at Boston, at New York Yankees. No, this is game 21. So the previous game was at Boston. Let's look at that box score real quick. Wow, now my phone is reacting really slow for some reason. Ah, there it is. Okay. So in the previous game, yeah, Russell pitched an inning. Matthews pitched, but let me see if the game before that Russell pitched. I just don't know why they didn't. Jesus, come on now. Oh, my phone's dying. No battery. Hold on a second. I got cords here galore. All right, let's go back and see game 20. So he pitched game 20. I had a feeling, you see, and that was a double header. The day before they had a double header, and I bet you he may have pitched in both games. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, darn it. I hit the wrong button. All right, so game who's this? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, my phone's working really terrible. Texas Rangers. I just plugged it in. Now it's working a little bit faster. Texas Rangers, 1992 schedule. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it, man. I got to go to work. I got Terry Matthews up there. I'm going to bring in a pinch runner, guy named Dave Silvestri, who has like 10 at bats. I had to create a card for him. So Silvestri is going to run for. Oh wait, that's my second catcher. I don't know that I have 3 catchers on this team. Do I have 3 catchers on the Yankees? I may not be able to pinch run because I used Stanley to start the game, and I don't know that I have 3 catchers on this team. Oh, Jimmy Leyritz, yeah, and he's on the team. Okay, so I'm going to use Silvestri to run. He's 1-12. Do I have somebody faster? I don't think I do, but it's got to be better than Noakes. Noakes is a 1-8. A 1-8 for. Yeah, I don't know that I have Pat Kelly. I know is around, but he may be injured. I don't know who else I have in this for this game. Let me go back. Jeff Russell, Yankees. Let me see. I already have the next game here. Yankees batting. Come on, Silvestri. All right, so I'm going to bring in Silvestri. He's gonna run for. I'm going to have to write him in. So I click on the runner. It says pinch runner. Yes. Now I'm going to have to create him because Silvestri's brand new to the team. So add sub Dave Silvestri. So these games end up taking a long time. What does he bat, Silvestri? He bats right. He's a right-handed batter. I created that card using the online system. Oh, Silvestri saved. He's out in first. Charlie Hayes, decent power, hit 20 home runs. Terry Matthews. I'm going to see if Silvestri is a wild pitch or anything like that. It's 5-0. So here goes the pitch to Hayes, 3-8. So Matthews a righty, 3-8, and that's going to be popped up left side. Thon under it, calling for it. Makes the catch. Game is over. It became very, very exciting. I get to take a quick shower and head out to work. I got to go pick up my charger. I left it at the different job site. All right. That's it, guys. Final score, Texas 3, Yankees 2. Texas 3 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 11 left on base. Yankees 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 6 left on base. I'm going to exit it out of this. So who's there? Sending emails, though. I'm watching from work, enjoying my first cup of coffee. Yes, Dave, Richard Davis, I will be at work in a few minutes drinking coffee as well. So the win in this game is going to go to Bohannon. I mean, he was in there long enough for that. And then we get a couple of holes. I guess Burns got no, darn it. No, Bohannon gets the win. And the loss is going to go to Sanderson, Scott Sanderson. And then the save is going to go to Matthews. Matthews is going to pick up a save here. And then the hold, we got a couple of players, Todd Burns with a hold and Floyd Bannister with a hold. And that's it, guys. So it keeps track of everything for me. So final score, Texas 2-3, and the Yanks. So I'm going to say goodbye. And how am I going to say goodbye? With a little bit of Yankees theme music. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Bohannon loses no hitter in the 7th inning, second batter into the 7th inning after I started recording. So that was a big, major disappointment. And that's all. Have a great day at work if you're at work. If you're retired, enjoy your day at home and keep rolling those dice. This is CP Cards and Dice saying so long. I will see you very, very soon. Take care, guys.